have thought at this point in the culture war it was a very right-wing thing to want to fuck the green M&M. I'm Lewis Spears, welcome back to a new video. My Melbourne Comedy Festival shows are on sale right now. Last year at the Comedy Festival, I killed Prince Philip. This year, I'm coming straight out of Frankston. Maybe we'll get Prince Andrew.
Straight out of Frankston.
The internet has exploded recently, arguing about whether or not M&Ms should be fuckable. And I'll say this, I think they should be fuckable. I would love that. I mean, how good would it be to be able to fuck and then eat your treats? I'm gonna take that back. That sounds very Ted Bundy-like. I'm not joking, by the way. This is a real debate that's happening on planet Earth. M&M's has decided to rebrand all of their mascots. Apparently they have like 6 or 7. I thought they only had the red one and the yellow one, which was like the angry one and the dumb one. But apparently they have a bunch of other different M&M's and they're repurposing them, changing them very slightly and giving them new personalities. Now there are two sides to this M&M debate. The first side is, no, don't change the green M&M from sexy to normal. I want to fuck her. And the other side is, oh, she was hot? Was she supposed to be hot? I had no idea. I didn't even know they had personalities. Why should anyone care about this? And that's the correct side. You shouldn't care about whether or not the green M&M has sex appeal. But according to Tucker Carlson, this is just another step down the path of lefty wokeism ruining everything.
The green M&M, you will notice, is no longer wearing sexy boots. Now she's wearing sensible sneakers. Why the change? Well, according to M&M's, quote, "We all win when we see more women in leading roles. Because leading women do not wear sexy boots. Leading women wear frumpy shoes. The frumpier, the better. That's the rule." The other big change is that the brown M&M has, quote, transitioned from high stilettos to lower block heels. Also less sexy. That's progress. M&M's will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Until the moment you wouldn't want to have a drink with any one of them. That's the goal. When you're totally turned off, we've achieved equity. They've won. Orange M&M will, quote, "acknowledge and embrace his anxiety." And actually, if you look at him, the orange M&M does appear very anxious. Maybe he doesn't like all the ugly new shoes he sees around him. Maybe he liked the sexy boots. Maybe the orange M&M is a secret sexist himself. We don't know. And
according to him, the best type of mascot is one you would love to date. I don't know about you, but I don't see myself ever being in a long-term relationship with a green sphere with legs and boots. But I guess that's Tucker Carlson's idea of a dream partner. Like if you spray painted a pufferfish and put it in boots, he would go wild for it. I'm interrupting this video with today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN, the best VPN service in the game, something that I use every single day when I'm browsing the internet and something that helps me with what I care very deeply about, and that is internet privacy. Surfshark VPN encrypts all of the data sent from your device to the internet so that it can't be intercepted and then sold off to advertisers or big corporations for them to use as they see fit. A VPN also helps keep your devices safe from hackers when you're connecting to public Wi-Fi networks if you're out and about or at a cafe or anything like that. But my favorite thing about Surfshark VPN is you can use it to access content that might be locked in your actual location. You can just jump on Surfshark VPN, change your IP address to wherever the content is able to be accessed, and then bam, you can watch it from the comfort of your home. I use this all the time when I want to watch some obscure horror film that's on Netflix France, but it's not available in my location. I just bam, change my IP address from Australia to France, and I'm watching it. Super easy, really, really great service. And if you use code Lewis, you can get 83% off plus an extra 3 months for free just by using my custom link in the description and putting in code Lewis. That's 83% off plus an extra 3 months free with Surfshark VPN. Support the brands that support what I do. That's how I keep everything spinning and a roof over my head. So jump on Surfshark VPN, use code Lewis. It's an awesome discount for an awesome service and it supports what I do. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the video. Now the green M&M becoming less sexy is what everyone's focusing on, and I just thought that's so crazy that anyone thought that she was sexy. But then I started doing some research and turns out a lot of people thought she was sexy, and her being hot was literally M&M's specific marketing plan for this character. Check out this actual real M&M ad from a few years ago. That's literally how they were trying to sell chocolate, by making the green M&M very fuckable and getting her to do a striptease on television, by the way. But towards the end of her striptease, I'm not getting aroused because when she takes it all off, it just looks like she's in blackface. It turns from a strip club vibe to a vaudeville vibe. Which, judging by Mars's track history in third world nations, might be more true than we'd like to admit.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
This whole thing is bullshit, but also getting upset about it is an even bigger waste of time. Like, this is just a stupid marketing campaign to try and sell more chocolate and pretend that they're pushing forward progressive ideas when really they're just trying to take money out of your pocket and give you diabetes. So being happy about this change is silly because nothing's changing, but also being angry about this change is insane because, again, nothing's changing here, so there's nothing to be upset about. Not even the taste of M&Ms is changing. Like, I understand being angry if you put a handful of M&Ms in your mouth and go, this taste reminds me of that time I went on a date with a trans woman. That would be very upsetting to me. Like, if you put M&Ms in your mouth expecting the taste of chocolate and instead you taste female semen, I'd be angry as well. That's actually a very progressive joke. That's not the only instance of the green M&M being sexy either. Like, green M&M modeled in Sports Illustrated, so a lot of people must have thought she was hot, otherwise she wouldn't have made it into the magazine. So I guess, yeah, she was sexy, but now she's not. And unlike Tucker Carlson, I'm very happy for that change. But the two lady M&Ms aren't the only ones that are changing. The yellow M&M is going from like a dopey Homer Simpson type character to an optimistic type character, which really says a lot about the times we're in right now, you know? Instead of being an idiot, he'll be an optimist. Same thing. The red M&M isn't changing much. He was always like the confident leader of the group. He's kind of staying that way. I'm unhappy about that. I reckon it would represent today's society a little bit more if he was like a QAnon guy. Like, instead of an M, he wore a Q and he ruined every family gathering with conspiracy theory. I would like that. But about the red M&M, this is Mars' official statement. Red, who formerly seemed to be the group's alpha candy, is becoming more of a team player. So his personality isn't changing much. I assume they're just letting the other candies fuck his wife, you know? But it's the orange M&M who's going through the biggest change, and this is who Mars are pushing the most because they're trying to attract Gen Z with this, and I'm not joking, this is their official statement. We're gonna read it word for word. Orange is one of the most relatable characters with Gen Z, which is also the most anxious generation. You heard it here first. The orange M&M, who is constantly anxiety-ridden and worrying about danger and death and looming doom, is what they've picked to represent Gen Z. And what does that say about one of the biggest corporations on the planet? Like, hey, Gen Z, we know, we've completely fucked it for you guys. We're not paying you any money. We're destroying the planet that you're gonna live on, and hey, you're super anxious about it. And what we could do is change the way that we operate and improve the world that you're going to grow up in, but instead, why don't you look at this fucked up, mentally ill orange M&M? Look, that's you. That's you. Look, he hates his life and he fears death at every moment and he just thinks the world's going to end. That's you. Give us your money. I personally would like it if they went a little bit further with the orange M&M. I don't think anxiety is enough. Like, why don't we just chuck another fun mental illness in there, like violent schizophrenia, you know? Maybe one of the ad campaigns could be him walking into a high school with a rifle. Who knows? I'm just throwing out ideas. The orange M&M is a very cringy idea, but it could have been worse, you know? They could have, like, put a Trump wig on him and gone, oh, look, the orange M&M. Like, at least be thankful that the SNL writers weren't in charge of this marketing campaign. Now, this controversy is obviously very silly. Like, caring about it one way or another is just kind of dumb. I'm just telling jokes about it because I think the whole situation is ridiculous, but I dug a little bit deeper into it, and it seems like this entire marketing campaign has been done for a very specific reason, and that's to cover up for an absolutely heinous lawsuit that's happening right now with Mars, the company that owns M&M. Mars, the company that owns M&M's, Nestle and Hershey are all facing a massive lawsuit in the United States because they are all accused of using child labor to produce their candy. No wonder the Gen Z M&M has anxiety. They're scared that Mars is going to force them into a labor camp with all the other kids. This lawsuit accuses Mars and the other companies of knowingly using thousands of children in their cocoa farms as child labor to produce the chocolate that we enjoy. And instead of maybe fixing that problem and ceasing to use child labor, they're instead coming up with this brilliantly genius idea of pissing off crazy right-wing people and Tucker Carlson to distract from the fact that they're like using children to make chocolate. It really is like the smartest use of distraction outrage marketing I've ever seen, because instead of everyone getting angry about the child slave labor camps, everyone's upset that we can't fuck the green M&M anymore. In response to the lawsuit, Nestle said that the lawsuit does not advance the shared goal of ending child labor in the cocoa industry, which doesn't make any sense. It's like, hey, every time you sue me for using child labor, it makes me want to do it even more. Hershey responded to the lawsuit by saying, we do not tolerate child or forced labor in our supply chain. Mars, however, the company that owns M&M's, released a much more lengthy statement, and that was, What do you mean, child labor? Haven't you seen the green M&M is less fuckable? And that's where I'm gonna leave the video, guys. It helps sometimes when you see all of this like social justice, woke versus right-wing discourse. A lot of it is actually a distraction from actual real issues that are happening in the world. And it definitely seems like the timing of this announcement is very calculated because this big lawsuit is underway right now. And we're not talking about that because we're instead talking about whether or not we want to have sex with the green M&M. And I gotta say, on that, I've even seen some Rule 34 of the green M&M. Even then, it's really not doing it for me. So I don't know what Tucker sees because I've seen the depths of hell. And I'm not into it. That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Lewis Spears. Subscribe. I'll drop another video in a couple of days and grab tickets to my Melbourne International Comedy Festival show. I'm coming straight out of Frankston. It's a brand new hour. It's going to be absolutely sick. I will see you there. I'm doing it in a big theater. Yeah, it's going to be great. LewsSpears.com. Get your tickets now and I'll talk to you very soon.
Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt.